Wednesday morning, middle of the week. I had a lot going on yesterday. Had to take care of a few things, and it's been a minute getting back into what needs to happen for the day. I feel like I'm a little bit behind, but I'm working my best to get that under control. Very excited to have you guys here. Wednesday morning, middle of the week. What does that mean exactly? Well, I can tell you, everyone can kind of feel that Christmas coming up and getting closer, right? I can feel it. And the reality is, it feels like the weekend's coming in a very big way, right? Like the end of the year is this gigantic weekend. Well, I challenge everybody, take the time off with your families. Take the time off on Christmas, reflect a little bit and spend the time with your loved ones. But right after Christmas, take that 1 week between Christmas and New Year's and make that your biggest week. Plan everything. Look at 2016 and figure out exactly what you want out of the year. Okay, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I have a notebook. I'm going to carry it around with me after I spend some time at the holidays with family, and I'm going to write down everything I can possibly think of that it's going to really make 2016 a powerful year. Then I'm going to celebrate the New Year's, and guess what? Right after that, I'm going to have my plan in place, and I will be moving forward into the year as strong as I can. Remember what I was telling you earlier, that a lot of people wait until that moment where it's kind of got the fog lifted, and they're kind of like 2 weeks into the year, and they're like feeling all full from all the food they ate. They're finally kind of looking at what they want to do. Most people put their New Year's resolutions together somewhere mid-January. So that's the aggressive ones, and then the rest of them are really kind of rolling into February, trying to figure out what they want to do for the year. Well, that is one full month. January is an entire month of the year. There's only 12 of them, right? That's an entire month that they did very little or kind of got ready to calibrate for the year. We're not going to be like that. We're going to take that week between Christmas and New Year's, and we're going to make that week really count for the things that we want, right? So I'm going to. I'm raising my hand right now. Maybe the rest of you are, maybe you're not. But I challenge you to do that. It's important to be able to do it. So my subject today is one that all of us have to face, especially going into the holidays with our businesses. Like right now, we're hitting that threshold where even if you've made Christmas orders with your customers, they start slowing down a little bit at buying stuff that you don't have readily available to actually put under the Christmas tree, right? If most of what you have is online, where you're getting to the point where they're not really trusting it's going to get there by Christmas. And for those of you looking to recruit, this is the most difficult month of the year to recruit anybody. But I tell you, everyone's like, hit me in January, first of the year. And that's why I tell you, get ready. Get ready to be one of the first people to present that opportunity for them to really do something really powerful in the first of the year, right? But what do we got to do right now? We've got to recalibrate. We've got to get more reflective. We've got to have some patience. Okay, so we're going to talk about patience today because this is something everybody's challenged with. I'm very overzealot. Okay, my expectations are too high on myself, too high on other people, and a lot of times even when I burn out, I get upset at myself for being burnt out, right? Sometimes you have to take a minute. But the reality is patience is one of the most powerful tools that we have as people, as individuals. It makes the biggest difference in whether or not we're successful or not successful. And I would say the biggest difference, okay, bigger than ambition, bigger than anything else learning-wise that you can ever decide to take on. Patience is number one. And if you learn to put that at the top of your list as the number one thing you're going to learn over anything else, what you're able to do with your business and with your life is incredible, because I'll tell you, it's the lack of patience where 90% of people fail. The lack of patience where people get aggressive with themselves and frustrated and aggressive with others and decide to spin into a negative perspective on life. Okay, patience is hard to learn. We hear about it from the time we're kids. It's not exciting. Okay, when we hear the word patience, we immediately fall to that logistical taskmaster perspective of our parents and our teachers. Patience. Okay, what exactly is it? Let's talk about what it is. Now, I've been having fun recently in some of my my webinars and conferences using real definitions, right? Like with our last leadership conference, we actually ran through the definitions of leadership in Wikipedia. Well, these are exactly from Wikipedia. These are the definitions of patience, and I thought they were valuable. They were virtuous for us to review these today. Okay, so patience or forbearing is the state of endurance under difficult circumstances, which can mean persevering in the face of delay or provocation without acting on negative annoyance or anger, or exhibiting forbearance when under strain, especially when faced with long-term difficulty. So let's talk about a few of the details in here. If something gets you and makes you negative or angry, okay, you're not expressing patience. You may feel like you're giving the situation or the individual time, but if you allowed it to get to you and actually make you angry, then you failed that lesson of patience. Okay, remember what it is. It is persevering in the face of delay, all right, or provocation without acting on negative annoyance or anger. Okay, so believe me, it's not just acting on the person that you're being impatient with, it's acting on your own particular perspective of impatience. So if you're angry and you're feeling it, or if you're annoyed and you're feeling it, you've already done the damage. It doesn't matter whether you express that towards the person that has caused or the situation that has caused that or not. If you're personally experiencing that yourself within your own psyche, you've already lost the race. Okay, understand? Very important. Without acting on negative annoyance or anger, okay, acting on it is as simple as letting it act upon your own bearing, on your own being, not just the people around you. Okay, so that is definitely one of the first points of definition. So when you think you're being patient with others because you're not expressing this towards them, realize expressing it towards yourself is actually the most damaging of all. Okay, my wife told me this once, and I'm probably slaughter saying it the right way, but she read it somewhere. But holding a grudge against somebody is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And I thought that was funny. You know, if we don't learn to forgive people quickly, if we hold grudges and we hold animosity towards people, we really are holding that within ourselves, right? And that is a big portion of the reality of patience. Okay, patience is this powerful force. Okay, it's not something you have to endure. I want you to believe it as a powerful force that by learning patience, you are conditioning yourself. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Okay, patience is the level of endurance one can take before negativity. Okay. What did it say? Before negativity. Just like I said in the last paragraph, if you've already expressed it through your own psyche, whether you share that, hand it over to other people or not, it's that point of expression that has caused you to lose your patience in the first place, and you don't want to. You don't want to lose your patience because, again, it's like I said, it is the most powerful tool you have. More powerful than knowledge, more powerful than anything. In fact, it's probably the closest thing to wisdom that we can actually endure within our own personal psyche. So you should equate patience with wisdom. Okay, and wisdom trumps knowledge every time. Okay, it absolutely does. So patience is the level of endurance one can take before negativity. Before negativity. Before. Not expressing negativity and then not acting on it. That certainly is a good first level where you don't express that towards others because you're feeling it. But patience is the ability to hold your ground and not feel it, to see it beginning to rise in your psyche and quelling it, stopping it from happening. You understand there's a difference there. Okay? It is also used to refer to the character trait of being steadfast. Holding your ground. How many times do you guys hear me say that? Okay. You've got to equate it to developing gravitational energy, okay? As you attract things to yourself, as you develop more gravity within your position, things become heavier, period. Along with opportunity comes difficulty. Okay, as Jim Rohn says, what is life? It is opportunity mixed with difficulty, mixed with opportunity, mixed with difficulty. Okay, when you gravitate a larger perspective in your life, if you want more out of life, you've got to deal with that gravity. Okay, you've got to deal with that. So it's endurance, it's steadfastness. All of those traits that you hear about are not found in your ambitions, are not found in your knowledge. It's found in the patience that you have, in the level of ability to endure. That is where all of it is found. Do not fool yourself thinking it's somewhere else. Okay? Because as you bring more to you, as you attract more into your life, you're developing a gravitational perspective where you have more to manage, more people to deal with, more opportunity to develop. It's heavier. It's more gravity. You have to have more patience. The more you grow, the more patience is required. It doesn't go the other way around. It isn't, well, I was patient for X amount of time, and then I didn't have to be patient anymore. Because we all kind of feel that way, that eventually we won't have to have patience, right? Because all of a sudden money's coming in, and everybody's happy, we're excited, and having a party, and our business is working beautifully. Believe me, when you get there, you're going to have 10 times the patience of what you have now. Do not look at patience as a period of time that you must endure. Look at it as a skill that you must become very, very adept at. Okay, you want to become a champion at patience. Okay, I personally have a lot to learn in this arena, a tremendous amount. As much patience as I believe I'd like to have, I can't tell you on a daily basis how often I wish things were done faster, how often I wish that things were not requiring such tremendous patience from me every day. Okay? So patience is the level of endurance one can take before negativity. Before negativity, not after, not during, not while, but before. Okay? If you guys get into a negative space, remember this conversation, okay? I didn't have anywhere else to put it on my mindset here because of the space and room that I have. But if you look up there at the top on the left, what do I have? I say patience equals strength. Okay, patience equals strength. You want to be strong? Learn to be patient. Learn to be compassionate. Learn to have humility. Okay, learn how to deal with situations. Okay, with a peaceful perspective, even if there's a lot to figure out. Okay, it's endurance. Patience equals strength. And down below, you'll see this sounds incredibly close to physical conditioning, and it does definitely sound incredibly close to it. Okay, so let's talk about the health of the body. I can put good food in my body, okay? So let's just call that knowledge. Okay, let's just say that knowing how to eat right and actually doing it is knowledge, okay? That's one thing. I can get the right amount of sleep. Again, let's consider that something additional to the body that I know needs to happen, okay? There's all these factors to staying healthy. I can meditate or I can pray, keep my stress levels down, right? Raise my serotonin levels, okay? But there's that one thing that makes the biggest difference in the health of the body, and that's physical conditioning. And I can tell you, I've met people with so many different diets, right? I'm a vegan, and I actually eat to stay in ketosis, which means I eat very few carbs. I have one of the strictest diets in the world, okay? Learn to enjoy it, but it's very strict. But I've met people that are on a very opposite diet of me that are healthier than I am because they stay in physical shape, right? They hit the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and they really hit it hard. And that physical fitness believe it or not, is just like the standards we're talking about in the psychological aspects of patients. Okay, you can only eat almost anything if you put your body through that rigor every day. If you work out and get your heart rate up and you're doing push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks and spending at least an hour or more a day, or maybe at least a few times a week, getting your body into that physical shape. Okay, that's like the foundation. Just like eating right definitely aids it. Okay, just like having knowledge definitely aids your patience to know how difficult it can be for people to pick it up, or to know how much you really do need to learn in the process of falling forward as you have patience with your own failures. Right? It's very similar. Okay, this sounds incredibly close to physical conditioning, and physical conditioning is intense, guys. Okay, I certainly haven't mastered it. I try. Right? If I go off for just a couple of days and get right back on the wagon, I'll tell you what, it's just as hard as it was 5-6 weeks before that. You know, if you stop developing your patience any given couple of days, it really throws you back. Not just a couple of days, just like physical fitness. If you're a gym rat, you're in there every single day, and then you don't for a week, when you come back, man, it takes you a month. It takes you 2 months to get back to where you were because you stopped. Okay, you've got to endure the necessities of patience daily so that you don't get out of shape. Okay, so that you don't stop the process of becoming stronger, because again, success, okay, and getting where you want in life is not going to stop requiring you to be patient ever. In fact, as you become more successful, to maintain that success, okay, as Rohn says, if you become a millionaire, you know, lest you hurry and become one. Or I don't know, if you were given $1 million, lest you hurry and become a millionaire. Okay, there's a certain conditioning that you have to have with the way you spend your money, the way you deal with people, right? These are responsibilities. Success is a list of responsibilities that we want. Okay, freedom, a list of responsibilities that we want. Okay, one of the smartest gentlemen philosophers I ever read said that freedom is funny because it is the bending of all of thy faculties of will to that one end that actually creates freedom. Okay, if we want freedom, we have to bind ourselves to the activities of being free. Okay, and that requires a tremendous amount of effort and patience. Okay, so patience equals strength. Okay, that's what it equals. It is strengthening yourself. Whenever you have to be patient, imagine it like a psychological push-up. Imagine it as an emotional sit-up. That every time you have to hold that patience, that you're conditioning yourself. And remember, and there's my calendar once again. I still keep forgetting, guys, to turn that off while I'm in my mindset. Isn't that just funny? It's like on almost every one of my videos. It's just kind of funny. So anyways, so the reality is you want to have that fortitude, right? You want to have that strength, that conditioning within your emotional, psychological self like you have within your physical body. Okay, when you work out, when you're keeping your body healthy, you're keeping your psyche healthy, you're becoming stronger, okay, because you're going to have to become more patient as you grow up in your responsibilities as a leader, as you grow up in your responsibilities as someone who's becoming successful and managing more money, as you grow up and you see the potential that you really have for the succession of your life. The most successful people, okay, the most successful, and I'm talking about in the equities of life, not just financially, and the loves for their family, in the camaraderie with their community, right, in the closeness they have with the organization and the companies that they run. Okay, those commodities, those equities in life. The most successful people know this one fact, and that's that patience is a practice that is never going to end. And what you need to deal with now is a fraction of what you'll need to deal with as you become more and more successful. So look at it like conditioning. Look at it like athletics. Look at handling your situation with as much patience as you can as a way of conditioning yourself. And realize it's almost just as difficult as getting down and doing push-ups. If you can only do 20 push-ups and you want to do 50, that's kind of a hard thing to deal with. It takes time for you to start doing 50 push-ups, 100 push-ups. Okay, realize that you condition yourself within patience, that you don't tell yourself, I don't have any patience for this. Okay, that's like dropping down to the ground and doing 5 push-ups and saying, I don't know how to do push-ups. Well, I kept doing them, and I keep doing them, and I keep doing them every day, every day, every day. Pretty soon I do 5, 10, 15, 20, 50. Patience is the same way. Whatever level you're conditioned at now, look at it as conditioning, that you need to become better at it, more powerful with it, more capable of it. Your steadfastness, more focused. Okay, I'm going to do it right along with you and do my best. So Wednesday, middle of the week, everybody, remember what I always say, if I gave you a $100 bill, took it back, gave you 80, that $20 would be a big missing amount, wouldn't it? Okay, this is 20% of your week. Let's see you do something real powerful today. Let's see you take everything that you know is coming in stride. Go back through everybody that said they're going to talk to you at the beginning of the year, and take your frustration out of it. Okay, take your frustration and your impatience out of it and look at it through fresh eyes and go, okay, well, that's what they told me, so I'm going to start really figuring out how to schedule forward. So, man, when the first of the year comes, I'm back on the phone with these people and I'm on mark. Okay? Write down a few things for what we talked about today. See how you can integrate that into your day, the rest of your year. Okay? We've got to have some patience now. We are in that window between now and the holidays as they stand. And let's get really, really, really ready to make it a powerful year in this next year. Let's make 2016 incredible. All right, thank you so much. I will be back here again tomorrow morning, and I'll be very happy to see all of you that have joined me today to join me tomorrow. And other than that, you guys have a wonderful day.